After 54 Pesukim of describing the ins and outs of Shemita and Yovel, the Torah concludes Parsha Behar with Et Shabbatotai Tishmoru Umikdashi Tira'u. You shall keep my Sabbaths and revere my sanctuary. Now, while these are essential mitzvot, why does the Torah conclude this very large section about Shemita with two unrelated commands? Many Mefarshim, many commentators connect these mandates to the passage that directly precedes it. And they conclude that a destitute Jew who is forced to indenture himself to a ger, to a resident alien in Eretz Yisrael, must nonetheless be really careful and be certain to keep Shabbat and to give the proper reverence to the Beit HaMkidash. Now, I believe that this pasuk not only references what immediately precedes it, but also our entire parsha as well. There are two underlying principles to Shemitah: the holiness of time and the holiness of space. Every seventh year is sanctified time, a year when the holiness of space, of Eretz Yisrael, is brought to the forefront. And our pasuk summarizes this notion. Et Shabbatotai Tishmoru, keep Shabbat, recognize holy time. Umikdashi Tira'u, revere the Beit HaMkidash, venerate holy space. Now, those of us living in Eretz Yisrael experience, to one extent or another, holiness and space on a regular basis. How can those of us who live in Galut, who live in the diaspora, connect with this idea? The Sephora comments that when the Torah commands Mikdashi Tira'u, it's referring not only to the Beit HaMikdash, but also to the synagogues and other Batei Midrash in the diaspora. But holiness isn't necessarily inherent to our shuls and other communal spaces. Even if the Jewish people didn't observe Shabbat, Shabbat itself is inherently holy. But our spaces are only holy if we make them holy. Some of my most meaningful davening experiences have been just in a classroom or in someone's living room. There wasn't anything special about the space, but when we brought in a Sefer Torah and seriously prayed together, then the spaces became holy. We have to make our shuls holy spaces. We have to make them holy spaces, making sure that they are welcoming centers of heartfelt tefillah, of chesed, and of Torah.